she to be buried in Christian burial that withly seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her, and finds it a Christian burial.
How can that be unless she drown herself in her own defense?
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be so, offender. It cannot be else, for here lies the point. If I drown myself willingly, it can argue and act hath three branches. It to act, to do, to perform. Argue, she drown herself wittingly.
Nay, brother. But hear you, good man, Billow.
Give me leave. Here lies the water, good here stands the man good. The man goes to the water and drown himself. It is, will he, know he goes, mark you that. But if the water comes to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Already, that is not guilty of his own bad A Mary, its crowner's quest law.
Well, you have done truth. If this has not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of official burial.
Why there thou say that? And the more pity that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves. More than their even Christians come I spade. There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What arm a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam dig. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker. For that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well, in good faith, the gallows. Does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do in. Now thou say the gallows is built stronger than the church argo. The gallows may do well.
Stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
Hey, tell me that, and unyoke?
Mary, now I can tell.
Twat.
Mass, I cannot tell.
Poodle thy brains, no more about it. For your dull ass do not mend his pace, but beatings, and when you are asked his questions, that say I. Grave maker, the houses that he makes last till doomsday. Go get thee to yon, fetch me a soup of liquor.
Or that.
But in youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet to contract all the time, for I, my behove, methought there was nothing to meet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business, that he sings of grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
'Tis e'en so, the hand of little employment hath a daintier sense.
But age with his sealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and has passed me unto the land as if I had never been such.
That skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once. How the knave jolts it to the ground, as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder. It might be the pay of a politician, which this ass now overreaches. One that would circumvent God, might it not?
It might, my lord.
Or of a courtier, which could say, Good morrow, good sweet lord. How dost thou, good lord? This might be, my lord, such a one, that praised my lord. Such a one's horse, when he meant to beg it, might it not?
Ay, my lord.
Why, e'en so, and now my lady worms, chapless, and knock about the mazzard with a sexton's spade. Here's the fine revolution, and we had a trick to see it. Did these bones cost no more the breeding, but to play a loggets with them? Mine ache to think of it.
A pickaxe and a spade, pouring shroud and sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made for such a guest as me.
There's another. Why, may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where his quiddits now, his quillets, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Why does he suffer this rude knave now to knock him about the scone of a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his action's battery? Come, this fellow might be, in time, a great buyer of land, with his statues, his recognizances of his fines, his double vouchers, his recoveries. Is this the fine of his fines, and the recovery of his recoveries? To have his fine pate full of dirt? Will his vouchers vouch him no more of his purchases and double ones too, than the length and breadth of a pair of indentures? The very conveyances of this land will hardly lie in this box, and must the interior himself have no more? Ha!
Not a jot more, my lord.
Is not parchment made of sheepskins?
Ay, my lord, and calfskins too.
There are sheep and calves which seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave is this, Ra?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay to be made for such guests as meet.
I think it be thine, indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it, and in it to be say is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest.
This is a quick lie, sir, twill again for me to you.
What man dost thou dig for?
For no man, sir.
For what woman then?
For no woman, sir.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I have taken a note of it. The age has grown so picked that the toe of the peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier. He gasps his tithe. How long hast thou been a gravemaker?
Of all the days in the year, I came to it that day that our last King Hamlet over King Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Can you not tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad, and sent into England.
Aye, Mary. Why was he sent to England?
Why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, it's no greater matter.
Why?
'Twill a not being seen here there the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith in with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why here in Denmark? I've been sexing here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
By faith, if he not be rotten before he die, as we have made hockey courses nowadays that will scarce hold lying in, he will last you some 8 years or 9 years. A tenor will last you 9 years.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep our water a great while, and your water is a sore decay over poor son and dead body. Here's a skull now.
Whose was it?
A whore's son's, mad fellows it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
So I passed once on him for a mad rogue, a poured a flagon on a remnant on my head once. The same skull was York skull of the King Chester.
This?
And that,
Let me see. Alas, poor York. I knew him well. Horatio, a fellow of infinite jests, of most excellent fancy, he hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how poured into my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jives now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment, that were wont to set a table aroar? Not one now to mock your own grinning, quite chapfallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber and tell her. Let her paint an inch thick to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked at this fashion in the earth,
And so,
and smelt so? Ha!
and so, my lord.
To what bases we may uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bunghole?
Twere to consider too curiously, to consider so.
No, faith, not a jot, but to follow him thither with modesty enough and likelihood to lead it. As thus Alexander died, when Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth into dust. The dust is earth. Of earth we make loam. And why of that loam whereto he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. But soft, here comes the king.